Hello everyone, this is Claire for Gamer Guides and you're watching the Bhunivelze fight. So you're here at last, the final battle, and it's a pretty tough one, certainly in the beginning. Equilibrium plus, if you got the extra day and got this garb, very essential. Ultimate weapon of course is super powerful, so I hope you pick that up. You'll need the Falcon Charm on Splendid Admiral, Dawn Gauntlets help because you can overclock more often and stuff. Ultimate Shield is very strong, since you'll be using this to guard, you know, you need a decent defensive schema. And then another good damage dealer like Soldier of Peace with the Morgenstern. You know, Beggar's Beads if you want the double DOT weapon, because it's got a very low drop rate, so you'll probably need those. Or you can, you know, replace the Dawn Gauntlets with the Beggar's Beads, it's up to you. White Strap is good, so then you don't have fog, and we will be using a lot of elemental magic, so, you know, you probably don't want fog. It's not good. So there's 4 phases to this battle. The opening phase is fairly simple, he'll just debuff you a fair amount, use non-elemental attacks. He will also cast Doom, which is very nice of him. Luckily it's just for this phase and he's pretty easy to kill. His double sword swipe, that sort of boomerang thing he does, is really bad unless you guard against it, which is why I would suggest putting guards on all your schemas, otherwise he'll be switching around a lot and it just takes a lot longer. I haven't chosen beatdown for this setup because I find just using brute force is much more successful. So use elemental magic to stagger him, debuff him, and then you can just kill him so easily with Soldier of Peace, Artemis's arrows, or even Equilibrium. The ultimate weapon does stupid damage. His second form, he will begin by casting Monad Baguette, which is sort of roaming mines. They'll roam around you and damage you occasionally. But again, it's pretty much the same. This phase he will use elemental attacks, blizzard and so forth. Good magic protection is quite useful. Again, debuff, deprotect and imperil are really the only debuffs you need for this bit. You'll want to stagger him pretty quickly. Now, when you stagger him, he'll get on shell, and then it's probably best to overclock because, you know, this phase can take a while, and also it has a second phase unless you kill him very quickly, which you don't really want to see because you have a stupidly powerful attack called Dancing Mad. Watch out for Wings of Destruction, as you've just seen. It's pretty damaging. Artemis's arrows, and, you know, pound away with Equilibrium, and you'll be able to kill him before he even gets a chance to use the second phase. Third phase is mostly physical, very strong physical attacks. He will still use Armagest and some of the other attacks he used in the previous phases, but again, the premise is the same. He's got debuffs. You just want to keep guarding against his attacks. You really will need to guard against them all. Mostly with Splendid Admiral if you can, because your defense is a lot better. You know, if he does stuff like that, it will still damage you on your other schemas, so try and use Splendid Admiral when you can. And again, I mean, he's pretty relentless, but just keep trying. Keep pounding away with your elemental spells. Doesn't really matter which ones you use. Using the lesser ones is good because even though they're less powerful, they push up his stagger wave a lot quicker. And you can use a lot more of them, so don't forget to trigger Bravery with Transform Bravery before you stagger him. Yes, he will use Ultima, which is very painful. Take up about 3000 health, even in Splendid Admiral, even with super boosted stats like I have right now. So when he's near stagger, just overclock to push him over the edge, and again use Artemis's arrows, Equilibrium. You know, you can overclock for a final time because you don't really need overclock in the final phase. Just keep pounding away. Eventually he'll fall. This phase isn't that bad. It's just you gotta be patient. Absolutely must be patient with him, and you must guard because he'll kill you pretty quickly. And the reason I didn't use beatdown for these for this setup is because you should be able to do enough damage and stagger him quickly enough if you use Chaos's Revenge and use Overclock wisely. I wouldn't recommend using Overclock just for the sake of it, because you must conserve it as much as you can. Plus you don't want to use too much of it. If you want 5 stars for this battle, you can't use too many restorative items and EP. The final phase, Mr. never seems to die. He will basically get pretty strong now. He'll use very strong attacks. He'll still use very powerful physical attacks. And this phase is really a test of your ability to stagger, and stagger quickly. He will be invulnerable to status ailments. You won't be able to debuff him until he's staggered. So you'll want to probably cast something like a Crusader's Potion or something that will give you extra protection, so you don't have to keep guarding as much. You know, because the last thing you want, if you spend too long, this can just become really protected this phase, and it can last the longest and probably does. Heartless Angel will reduce your HP to 1 unless you guard it. So what you should do, the moment it zooms in on the screen, like that, you must press guard. But in the meantime, it has such a long animation that you must keep attacking. So don't think, oh my god, Heartless Angel, I need to guard. Wait until you have that little window where he zooms in. But yeah, his other attacks are pretty tough. You know, he'll still use Divine Flux and so forth. So make sure to guard, but maintain the wave too if you have to. Use attack sporadically, but for the most part you should be able to push him over the edge. Once you have staggered him, he'll go down so fast, and the fight is pretty much over by then. So yeah, stagger him and then just unleash with everything you have. You don't need Overclock because he'll just is so vulnerable. Don't forget to debuff him as well. And that's really the end of this fight. So good luck, I really hope you get 5 stars. Thank you for being with me throughout the guide, and I look forward to seeing you all again soon. Alright, check us out Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, the usual at Gamer Guides, and I'll speak to you again soon. Bye bye!
Humanity will be the final victor. Extinction! Belongs to us. Whatever happens, you will die. The chaos will be your grave.